to UK Dispatch, which this week features Norway's biggest export. Of course, I am referring to AHA, who are currently on the European leg of their world tour, which is going to last 10 months. Now, when they were in England, I caught up with Morten during a break from rehearsals, and I began the interview by asking him what it was like to be such a sex symbol.
I knew it would happen to the extent that whenever you are being put up there in the limelight, you have all kinds of scavengers that use you, and very much in the media as well. And they call you all sorts of things. They put ideas into your head, into my mouth, that is, and basically tell the audience, tell whoever is interested, what we're like, what I'm like, what I think, what I do, and but most of the time it's lies, and that's part of it. People use, I mean, even at home in Norway, people use us, or anyone else in our position, but it's us in Norway. They use us for whatever purpose is needed at the moment. They can take pride in us in one moment, and in the next moment they slag us off for some other reason. And it's not, but it's a light thing. It doesn't mean anything.
But how does it affect you personally when you're getting people writing, love letters to you? People you've never seen, people throwing roses to you on stage, blah blah. How does it must boost your self-esteem somewhat.
No. I think I do understand the chemistry of the business and of that syndrome. It doesn't change. It has nothing to do with me as a person at all. We've said this before. I was with me for 23 years before anything started to happen, and I had nothing of it. I lived a very normal, fairly normal life, and I didn't have all this craze around me. So it's quite obvious for anyone with more than 2 brain cells that it has very little to do with your own person or your looks, really. It's because you're put there in the limelight that you're focused upon. And you become the target of a lot of people's dreams, and they give me a person, they give me and this is part of it. Really, I mean, the Frankie stuff would just be
really
nothing compared to it. Yeah, it involved. I don't know. I think they were trying to make us come across as not gay.
Have there been suggestions that you were there?
No, but again, 3 guys. I don't know. I've been just trying to figure out why they went for this type of thing. We were not asked at all. We were just told suddenly we're doing this video shoot. Got up at 5:30 in the morning and came to the set. On the set, suddenly they appeared one by one, about 12 of them, I think, girls. Rather lightly clad at the moment, and we realized soon that those clothes were to go during the video. And
so what,
I couldn't believe it. I thought, what on earth is happening? And Take On Me is it's such an innocent song. Yeah, it really is. It's pure in its way, and we have this. It really looks like they look like. They made them look like prostitutes, somehow. And, I mean, it was a disaster. It was scrapped completely. Partly because we refused to cooperate properly on it. It didn't work, basically, and we just hoped. We didn't. You see, we couldn't at that point. We couldn't interfere too much, because if we did, we'd end up with a result, or we might end up with a result that they would, in the end, use, and we knew it was not going to be a good video. So we didn't want our name at all on it. We didn't want to be connected with it. Yeah,
I mean, the other video was brilliant. Everybody spoke about it.
A year later, almost.
But isn't it difficult? Was it difficult to sort of live up to that video? With the subsequent ones, because it was so innovative in its time, wasn't it?
You don't live up to it in the sense well, the only way to live up to it is to go somewhere else. I mean, do something else, really. But we did that though with the second single as well. It's quite different from the first one. We released Sun Over Shines on TV, which I would, well, at least to me, it's not it's not the typical follow-up for Take On Me.
Just such an intense relationship to be on the road with somebody for 10 months.
Well, it helps not to have a sexual relationship. That's for sure. Being basically as straightforward as we are. It's.
Well, how much of one another do you see off set? No.
I mean, in a way, we do live together. We've lived on top of each other for many years now, and again, this comes back to what we talked about last night. You can't have women in the crew. It's much more difficult to have a band where there is that yay! Where there is that tension, And I haven't thought about it before either, but I've seen it, and I just know I'm just happy we don't have that. We're just three lads, and we have mutual respect for each other.
But do you tend to steer away from each other when you're not?
Naturally, naturally we do, and naturally we get together for the things that we feel we should.